Welcome back to Relentless Talk Radio. This is episode 63. This is the third segment when we talk to an entrepreneur every week about how cool it is to be an entrepreneur. So episode 63 of Relentless Talk Radio is beginning. Now, Donna, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Oh, hi, everybody. Who am I? Donna Sparaco Meador. We like to start with the name. It's a good place to start.
It is a great place to start.
And actually, business owners and women specifically collaborate with me to practice safe success. I'm just saying, because really, when you think about it, most are risking their security, their peace of mind, and their sanity.
I love that. One of the things that Donna, you and I have been bouncing off each other at Claxy Women. We both belong to Claxy Women. We share Alyssa Glutz in common, who's a nut job, and we both love her. But
we love her.
And the founder of Color My Credit. So we just totally have always laughed with each other when we saw each other. But I never really knew what it was you did until about 2 months ago when you spoke. And I thought, wait a minute. What is it that you do? Like, I'm actually looking for that stuff. So let's talk about it, But one of the things that always, when I think of you, I just imagine you laughing.
Yeah.
So what's funny was I had already picked the topic for this show, the importance of play. And then my two segment guests had to reschedule literally the day before. This has happened 3 weeks in a row. I don't know what energy I'm bringing to myself or whatever, but they've had to reschedule. No big deal. So I found Laura and Myron, and they're fantastic. I wouldn't have met them. And I thought, who could I, and you and I had spoken 3 months ago. My schedule was already full until December. So I didn't think I was going to get a chance to talk with you on Relentless Talk Radio until flipping December. So I just texted you and said, hey, you in? You're in. So I just love that about you. You're like me. You're like, sure, let me jump in and just get my feet wet. So welcome to Facebook Live, and it's kind of a weird thing to do the first time, but thanks for being brave. I appreciate that. So you help people, you help women more so than men, but you do help men as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. I just love to help small business owners. And again, my heart is for women. It just is. I'm a woman. I love collaborating with women. And I like to help them cultivate, innovate, and integrate powerful, legal, business, inexpensive practices to safeguard their assets and their businesses, Michelle.
So safe success and cover your assets. I see incorporating play into your whole spiel here, and I love that about you. So I am one of your clients, and my business is one of your clients. And I've used your services like over and over and over again since I happened to stumble upon what it was that you're doing. And this is like a perfect example of, you can know someone for so long, but until your need and their communication lines up, you go, oh, I need what you do. Like, how can I sign up? And I was literally signed up with you within a couple of weeks, and I can't say enough more positive about the benefits I've gotten from working with you. So, a lot of time for business owners, like, you'll have a contract, you'll have something that you're doing, and you're not quite sure if it's worded right. And with your service, I can just pass that contract by them and make sure that I'm not screwing myself up in the future, right?
Right. You're practicing safe success, Michelle.
Yes, and I'm covering my assets. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Right? And also the other thing was Doc and I. The reason why it came up is Doc and I are redoing our wills, and never have I known how much more important it is than I do now about how my dad and I were both meticulous, and we had his stuff, like all his ducks in a row when he left. But even with all his ducks in a row, I've had 3 weeks of like configuring. Yes. So having a will done is super important. And the service that you provide includes a will that you can have limitless changes. So we just redid my mom's will, and we'd already had it done. So we just, our family attorney went ahead and made these changes. Sure. But 3 or 4 changes to the will. And Myron is saying, cover your assets. And he used the dollar sign for the assets. I love that. Right? So that's awesome, Myron.
Thanks, Myron. Yeah.
So, it's so important to make sure that when things change, like let's say you have a fight with a person that you no longer want to give a third of your income to, or you went through a divorce and you need to update your will. You don't want your ex-husband to get your stuff, right? You already got most of it anyway.
Right. Right. And listen,
it's important to update your wills on a regular basis. And then one of the services that you provide is that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And here, Michelle, back in the 70s, I shook hands on a sale. I shook hands as an agreement. And we can't do that today. Today we require some significant protection because it really only takes that one time. If you're not practicing safe success, it just takes that one time. So isn't it nice to know? Because quite frankly, many people that I know, we're sort of living in this sort of false sense of security. We think, well, everybody's friends, everybody's nice. I love my clients. What could possibly happen?
Right.
People are in denial. So I get out there and educate people on the importance of having practicing safe success through legal access that's really very affordable.
Which is really important because, if you're a new business owner, you haven't got a boatload of money. It's why I don't charge any businesses that come on my show at all. It's all, everything I do for business owners is free. If you guys end up picking up a client out of the deal, then, if you're nice, you toss me a spiff. But even that I do on a handshake because I feel that small business owners are just, spinning plates and burning their hair and bouncing up and down and singing Yankee Doodle at the same time to get things done. So having a way you get affordable legal advice personally and with your business is super important. What do you think the most important lesson that you've learned about being in business is?
I've learned so many important lessons. One is, I was a Girl Scout till I was a senior in high school. Okay. So I always wanted to help the old lady walk across the street, right? Until I discovered that not all old ladies want to walk across the street. So in business, I had to realize that not everybody is in the same place. The old saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It's the same thing in business, Michelle, right? You heard about Legal Shield over and over again. You heard about it. You didn't really quite know what it is, but you sort of knew what it was. You didn't know how it could benefit you. And when I was able to give my talk in a way that helped you to understand and connect the dots, you were like, whoa, wait, what? How come nobody ever told me, right?
Right.
And this is my mission. I'm a Girl Scout. I've got that philosophy. It's my inherent desire.
Ooh, where'd you go? You still there? Did your phone ring?
I'm sorry. I thought I did.
It's okay, no problem.
Yikes. It's my inherent desire to leave people better than the way I find them. It just is. I've been doing this for years. It took me a while to figure out what am I doing? And when I stepped back and looked at it, I went, yeah, that's what I'm doing. And so my why for Legal Shield is because I'm on a mission. Why? Because business owners start businesses without any information about how they're actually going to do their business. Okay. Right. And how they're going to protect themselves. We have a love for what we do. We set out to do it and we completely forget about running a business. Yeah. Right? We don't know how to do that. So that's,
Well, it's funny. Last year, people always ask me what I do. What I do is kind of convoluted. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what is it that I do? And I say, what? I lift up and encourage others to discover their best. Now, I do that in a variety of ways. Relentless Talk Radio is my hub.
Right.
So I focus on health and fitness, art and fashion, entrepreneurs, and philanthropy. But at its core essence, what I do is I lift up and encourage people to discover their best. I don't even think I'm inspirational. That's not really the point of what I'm doing. I want you to figure it out.
Right.
Just by listening to other people, sometimes you go, oh, okay, maybe I need some of that, or maybe I don't need that, or maybe I want to do some of this. So you and I both are big believers in play. We love to laugh, obviously, right? We spend a lot of time laughing already. So how important is play in your business and your personal life?
You want to know how it is? First of all, when I came to Arizona 9 years ago, looking for something that I could sink my teeth in and here was my criteria. It had to have residual income and I had to be able to do it anywhere in the world and I had to enjoy myself. And because after the turn upside down of 2008, living off credit cards and tearing my hair out, I said, no, I don't want that. And just like the Hymans actually suggested, look, we don't want to attract more of the negative. We want the positive. So I want to go out and play. And I'm very deliberate about who I play with. I'm very clear about the energy in my house. Let me tell you, I'm a newlywed, Michelle. I'm a newlywed. I went from widow to wedding. Do you know what that is? I mean, that is like, you think anything can bring me down. It takes a lot to pull me off track, because play is paramount. It's important to let Jeff and I laugh, we giggle, we romp around. We're like little kids. Talk about on the floor. We're like rolling around. We're too big adults. And by the way, I just hit 61. I'm enjoying life.
I love that. You actually got remarried at 57, right?
I got married at 60.
60. You were a widow at 57.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so your husband passed and you thought that was it, right? And then you started to actually view dating as play as opposed to work.
Yes.
Which, you know, when I just got lucky. I met my guy, actually I met my guy after probably the day after I told you, Donna, I'm done dating. I just did. You remember that conversation? Like my picker is broken. I am not qualified. I am just not, some people can't ride a bicycle. I can't be married. I just, I'm good. Right. I'm all set. I don't date. Right. And when I met Doc went to give me his telephone number and he said, I want to take you to dinner for a ride. I'm like, it's fine. I can be your friend all day long, but I don't date,
Yeah.
Later, deliriously in love. Right. But you said, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you told me something that kind of stuck with me. She said, Michelle, you have to view, what did you say to me about dating? You said dating had to be it had to be fun, damn it. Right?
Yeah. I wrote a book about dating. It's on Amazon. And my whole thing back then when I wrote that book was I wanted women specifically, because I watched it. I want you to enjoy the process regardless of the outcome. Enjoy it regardless of and this is where they get hung up. Everybody's too busy figuring out the end of the story.
Like, is he my husband or isn't he?
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. So now I'm writing my second book. But anyway,
Yeah. Which is actually kind of leads me to something I wanted to talk to you about. You actually are starting to do more speaking, and I'm looking at my notes to make sure I cut more speaking and also more you're writing a book. So you're a writer and a speaker now too. So you're working on a new book.
Yes. Through my wonderful experience, and some people would think that is very odd, but when I was so blessed with my late husband, and I refused to be that a cockroach on the ground squirming for the rest of my life. That was one of the most painful things I ever went through, was him departing. But I knew that life is perfect. I knew that I just had to look in all the right places and look for him where he was and not where he wasn't. And that started my daily vlog of Daily Dose of Donna. So to get on this with you is easy for me. I've done it. I don't rehearse. I just get on. I show you everything, the blemishes, the gray hair. What difference does it make? Let's have fun. And I want to be this inspire actioner. I want to inspire action people. I just made up that word, so I'm hashtagging it. And so I'm like, you know what? There's so much fun to be had, and people focus on the past. And I'm making a very conscious decision very soon to stop looking at my memories on Facebook, because it is my choice to create my future. I don't want to keep reliving my past. I want to create my future. So
it's bringing up, as you're talking, it's bringing up all kinds of stuff for me. So I've been saying to my mom met my dad when she was 17 and a half. She lied and told him she was 18.
Good girl.
Yeah, she was a tricky one, right? So my mom, she's just lost her husband.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. However long it was, a month ago, almost 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
February 15th, the Valentine's Day night, my dad exited. Yeah. And I made a decision while I was helping my father get to heaven that I was not going to focus on anything other than being happy exactly where I was at, with the money, without the money,
right.
with
Good
the
girl.
health, without the health, with the man, without the man, friends with me or not with me. I made a choice. Choose joy is my hashtag.
Yeah.
But I just thought, I'm my father's only legacy.
Right.
So if I just spend my life being upset and not happy, then it's like his whole life was not worth living.
Right.
So I made a decision, and it's very similar to what you decided to do, that you're just going to focus out there, and you had a great life, and you're going to focus on having another great life.
I'm going to,
You do.
and it's a journey, Michelle. And, you know, my father passed away in April. So I have a lot of empathy for your mom.
Yeah.
And for me, it was very interesting. I did not feel the loss of my father as much as I felt the loss for my mother.
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
And it just, there's no right or wrong. I
Yeah.
am that I am. And so,
Well, I can't even imagine what it would be like to lose someone after 64 years. I mean, it's just unimaginable. You wake up one day and they're not there. I mean, it's just a huge amount. But you lost a husband and a father, and you've gone through a lot of stuff yourself. So you made a decision that you were going to approach this dating thing and this getting on with the next chapter with a different mindset than just like, oh God, I've got to go on with this thing called life. You actually have turned it into a big, giant playground. And I love that about you. And that's always a thing that I picked up on. And I had chosen the importance of play as the topic for the other two guests. And then you and Laura and Myron were the perfect people to talk about this. So it's just, I love how that works. So Daily Dose of Donna, we were talking about this pre-interview. You're for sure going through an evolution. And I was telling you that on Thursdays from 9 to 9:30 and the first and third Thursday, I have a special edition that I'm doing called the Digital Evolution, an entrepreneur's guide to evolving online. And you and I are kind of both in a similar situation where we have developed something that's evolved.
Right.
And my friend Tracy O'Malley posted this morning, evolve so fast they have to get to know you again.
Right. Well, and that's true. And and that's a very good point, Michelle. I know we're running out of time, but absolutely, Daily Dose of Donna was pretty much a reality show as I went through the being the caregiver for my late husband, and then after his departure, and literally created this very organic following of people who looked at me like a reality show and like a ministry, and it was amazing. Daily Dose is taking a hiatus right now because she is reinventing herself. All her videos are being uploaded to YouTube, and so I am walking in that light. But there must be a call to action. I can't just. It's not enough for me to inspire people. It's important for me to inspire action people. I want people to be inspire action. So I will figure that out, and it's so fun to do it in the eyes of anybody who wants to watch, because that's what DOSA
is. I love that you are. I think sometimes, my whole process has been about showing that evolution real time. So as I was burying my dad, I had 3 shows in Vermont. 2 of them weren't able to go off like I wanted them to. One of them went off okay. And the amazing thing, the first one that went off okay, it was exactly the story I needed before my dad died. I was talking with Dynamic Appliance Repair, and he was saying that he lost his son and his daughter. And it just lost his wife to epilepsy, I believe it was. And then his son was hit in a head-on car crash. And I thought, we can live through anything. We can make it through just about anything. But sometimes you do have to take a step back. And that's what 2019 was about for me. I was moving forward, and I did 52 episodes of Relentless Talk Radio, but very much in the background, you'd see me here on Relentless Talk Radio, but my feet were going a million miles an hour into the water. Like, I'm moving things around. I'm rebranding. I'm moving my house. I'm selling my house, moving my studio again. I'm just getting myself situated. And I think sometimes we have to take a step back and pause, which is what last week's episode was about.
Yes.
Pausing, taking a breath.
Yep.
Crying if we gotta, and then keep going.
Yes. Yeah,
and
I did a lot.
It's super important, right?
Yeah, and I did a lot of crying, but yeah. And so the book that's coming out next, I'm entitling "Mourning Sex," as in grieving, MOURNING, to assist people with that there is a process. I have a gift of being able to break down in increments what people are already feeling. And I want to co-author it with my now husband because he's very scripturally based, and it's going to be a really aligned message from my angle and then from his input. And I'm really looking forward to helping people with the understanding of that. Yes, it hurts, but yes, there's life.
There's life afterwards. I love how you play on sexuality in all of your practicing safe success,
Yeah.
covering your assets, and morning sex. Morning, how you say it?
Morning sex. Are we allowed to say that on?
Of course we are. This is one of the reasons why I don't go through a regular radio station, so we can say whatever the flip we want. I love that you incorporate a big lesson with the playfulness of sexuality.
Yes.
Because I think sometimes as people get older, they toss the baby out with the bathwater, and their sexuality goes with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I still got leather pants in the closet, so I'm just not. And I'm not going to let the bad things in my life, or the tough things, the challenges, or the things not going like I'd like them to go, to keep me from playing, and keep me and make me squish my sexuality, so I turn into this old lady that just sits and does nothing and never has sex.
Absolutely no.
And I think it's more than Laurie Ebert was on the show several weeks ago. You know Laurie Ebert? She's a sex and relationship coach.
Okay, no.
I'll introduce you to her. I think you guys would totally resonate with each other. It's important to keep that playfulness about sex, but it's not just the act of sex. Sexuality is actually how you approach life.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I love that about you.
Yeah. Thanks, Michelle.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, Donna, I appreciate you coming on the Relentless Talk Radio. It's last minute. People can get a hold of you how?
The best way is to call or text me, actually, at 516-395-8219. It's the simplest way. And I'll shoot a text back, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, and you're also at Daily Dose of Donna, which is on a little bit of a respite, but you're there. And you're also on Facebook at Donna's. And you know what? Say your name.
I know. It's Donna Sparaco Meador. Anybody who Googles me, even Donna Sparaco without my new married name, they'll find me. I'm a public figure on all these platforms, so they'll find me. Yeah.
Donna, thanks so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure, mostly laughing with you, quite frankly.
Thank you, Michelle. Let's play again. Okay?
Yeah, I totally dig it.
Invite.
Have a really good rest of your day, sister, and we'll see you. I'll probably see you at Claxie in a couple of weeks. I have to look at my calendar, but I know it's been moved somewhere.
Yeah,
So
it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow? It is not. Is it really tomorrow?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. I totally didn't put it in my calendar yet. Thanks for telling me. I'm glad to be I'm still getting on top of my game, but all right, sister, we'll talk to you later. You take care.
Bella. Ciao.
All right, guys, so there's episode 63 is a wrap of Relentless Talk Radio. Today we've been talking about the importance of play. I really appreciate Laura, Myron, and Donna coming on today, and hopefully you've gotten something out of today's episode. And you can come on back next week. Next week is the third. I'm going to get rid of this number and get rid of this. Next week is the third Tuesday of the month, and so it'll be the Relentless. The Relentless Women Mastermind is next week, where I'll be talking with Alyssa Glutz and Sharon Bondron about where we're at with legacy. And it's so cool that one of the things that Myron said earlier as he texted on this stream is all about legacy. The three of us are going to be talking about why legacy is so much of an important topic for us and why it drives us every morning. So that's it. Episode 63 is a wrap of Relentless Talk Radio. I hope to see you back here next week. Take care, guys.